So, but moving into the next point, which kind of ties into what we're talking about. So in that Dallas game, Mr. LeBron James got hurt. He hurt his foot. It looked bad. He said he heard a pop, which is never a good sign because that usually means a tear, Achilles, whatever. But he was able to finish out the game. He played pretty solid during the conclusion of that game.
Yeah.
Helped kind of take over in the fourth quarter. We won the game, which is huge. But now we get news today, which we were all kind of waiting on. News today that LeBron James is hurt, and he's out for the Grizzlies game tomorrow. My guess is he at least misses the Grizzlies game and the Thunder game. But there are talks that the Lakers are prepared for him to miss several weeks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of speculation going around on what's wrong with LeBron. A lot of people are reporting various different things. No, as far as we know, there have been no reports from like LeBron and the organization or anything. So we don't know exactly what's wrong. It could just be a strain and he just needs, a week or two and he's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But
I mean, looking at it, it wasn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can never tell an injury by looking at it, but like, it's like I don't know. Like after watching it, it just doesn't. It's crazy. Like I'm hoping that it's not that bad. Like I'm really, really hoping that it's not that bad. I mean, I think the whole Lakers nation is hoping that it's not that bad. But from the look of it, like I can't. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say it's probably not not a season-ending injury, but I guess I hope it's not. Like his ankle did bend pretty far though, because the way he stepped is like it was like at an angle and it like bent back. So yeah, you never know. You never know.
I again, I don't like because I've had people ask me like what are my thoughts on it? What do I think happened? What do I think is wrong? I don't really like to speculate when it comes to stuff like that because
I'm the same way. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's enough people out there speculating. I've heard from there's a tear to plantar fasciitis to he broke this or he popped that. Like until we get an official report, I'd rather wait. I've talked on the situation and how I think the Lakers will perform, which we'll dive into here in a minute. But just in general with this Lakers, with LeBron and his injury, whatever it is, he's going to miss time. Now, from just a visual standpoint, from like what we saw, I don't think it's anything too major because LeBron played an entire like quarter and a half on that. Like if he tore his Achilles or blew out his foot or something like that, something crazy, he probably wouldn't have been able to finish that game. So my guess
he was like smiling right afterward too, on the ground.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure he's like, I'm sure it's an injury. I'm sure it's a real injury, but I don't think it's anything that's like hugely like I don't think it's season ending because if it was, I'm sure they would have already said that. I don't think he would have been able to finish that game.
Well, it might be. But I mean, time will tell right now. So yeah, like you said, time will tell.
Time will tell. And look, if it is something like plantar fasciitis, right? Like Pau Gasol played with that for like an entire season. He was supposed to miss, and he just did it. He just played through it. You just get a orthopedic.
That's actually very common. I actually had it for a little bit. That's actually very very common. That's and it's very treatable too. It's very very treatable.
Well, it heals naturally. You don't need surgery.
Yeah.
It usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks to heal.
Yeah.
Properly, but there have been plenty of players, NBA players, that have played with that. But again, I don't really want to go down a rabbit hole of like this is what he has, this is what he does. When we find out, we'll find out. The only thing that we do know is that he's not playing right now. He's probably going to miss at least the next 2 games. He may miss several games, so the Lakers have to be prepared. It's next man up. There's no games, there's no nothing. This is why we made the trade that we made. We made the trade that we made to go get all this depth, all of this talent, all of these players. We have a real chance to continue to win. The beauty is we don't have a very tough schedule, right? Like we don't have it's not like we're playing Denver twice and Boston twice and Milwaukee and the Sixers where it's like, man, no LeBron, the schedule is rough. Like our schedule, luckily, is very favorable for the Lakers. We have the 5th easiest schedule in the league. Without LeBron, I think we can win most, if not all, of these games. Are we going to lose, more games than we probably would have otherwise. Probably, most likely,
Yeah.
but I don't think we'll lose that much more. I mean, I think a lot of the games from what we've seen, this Lakers team has been really good about beating the teams that they should without LeBron and even with LeBron playing pedestrian.
Yeah.
I mean, we were blowing out teams with LeBron shooting 5 of 20.
Yeah.
So I do think that this is a time you'll be able to have other players step up. They'll get into bigger roles. We've seen Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder's had big games. Like most of his big games have been when LeBron is out or AD is out. So I expect him to play better. Vanderbilt, I think is still going to be Vanderbilt. Beasley, he needs to find a shot a little more consistently, but I expect him. He's a volume shooter. That's what volume shooters do.
Yeah.
You still have Winning Gabriel. Winning Gabriel's on the bench, so we still have size because we still have Rui. You still have, which I want to talk about Rui here shortly, but we still have Rui, still have Jared Vanderbilt, still have Winning Gabriel. So we still have 3, 6'8", 6'9" wings that can, guard the big guys. Still have Troy Brown. I know not everybody's super high on Troy Brown, but he's been really good defensively for us lately. He was great on Brandon Ingram. He did a great job on Luka. He even got to Kyrie in stretches and held Kyrie to like one of, I think it was only 3 attempts. I think he was like 1 of 3 on Kyrie or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's been a good defender. He's got good size, got good length. He can be solid. We have enough to win. D'Lo, my guess, D'Lo doesn't, and it's just a guess. My guess is D'Lo doesn't play tomorrow. He is listed as doubtful. Yeah. I think they'll be precautious. They'll let him sit. The Grizzlies game, and then I think that he'll come back for the Thunder game. But before we dive into like the players and our thoughts on all the individual, what is your general thoughts on LeBron's injury, and how do you think this team will go going forward? Do you think that they can that will be all right? Do you think it's concerning? What are your thoughts?
It's a tough one just because of what he brings to the team, but like just starting with the injury altogether, like I said, first things first, I just want to I really hope it's not like super threatening to him. Like I said, he's one of the greatest players ever, so like you never want to see that, no matter what team they're on, honestly, you never want to see a player go down like that. So hopefully he's all right. I do think that it's an uphill battle, but I do think we could win games without LeBron. We have, like you said, and not to mention now it wasn't obviously a tremendous amount, but we have won games without LeBron this season. So even when we didn't have the team that we have now, so I think we have a much more improved squad. And like you said, this is why they made those trades. This is why we are deep now. This is why we can compete with other teams, because now you got AD. And again, I really hope we get oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. We get our point guard. I cannot think right now. Long day. Our point guard. That's injured.
Yeah. Oh, D'Lo?
Yes, D'Lo. Oh my goodness, I cannot think right now. Yeah, I really hope D'Lo comes back soon. I think if D'Lo can make a re-entry, stay healthy, then we'll be fine. We'll be fine to get to play and give LeBron some rest, and hopefully by then he's good to go, all rested up. But if D'Lo doesn't come back anytime soon, I think we're gonna have a tougher time. Because then what you have is AD, Schroeder, Vanderbilt, Rui, and like a few role guys and good players. But again, I don't think that's going to be enough to get us to where we need to be, unless AD just goes complete monster mode. Yeah, because if we're missing D'Lo and missing LeBron, AD is going to have to go play off on AD throughout the entire he's going to have to go crazy.
Bubble AD.
Well, yeah, no, really, we need bubble AD. He's going to have to be like you said, he's going to have to be 40 and 10, 30 and 10 AD just to, get us there. But I don't think it'll come to that. I think LeBron is probably out for a couple weeks. And D'Lo will be back soon. I think we'll be fine. I think we make it in I think we come this close, but I think we can still pull it out.
Yeah, I do. I mean, obviously we need AD to stay healthy, and that's always a big concern.
Yeah.
But I think this team has more than enough talent to win some games. I definitely think we still at least make the play-in. I do. I don't think we missed the play-in. Let LeBron kind of rest. I don't know if we get the 6th seed without LeBron, but
yeah,
that would be ideal. Realistically, I do still think we have a shot to get to like the seventh or eighth seed. Because you look at the schedule, you look at how tight the race is in the West. Very likely, if Lakers can get to 500 or like a game over 500, that's probably the eighth seed in the West.
Okay.
Just looking at the rest of the schedules amongst the other teams that are in front of us, the schedule. So very likely the eighth seed is going to be a 500 team or just slightly above. So that's where we're going to have to try to aim for without LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I do think we can do better than that. But we got 25 games before. I thought with LeBron, we could probably go 16-5, maybe, 15-6. Now I kind of lean more towards maybe like 13-8. I think if we can go 13-8, that would put us at 41 or 42 wins. Which if we can get there, then I think we'll be okay. 12 wins would put us at 41-41. Yeah. So as long as we win 12 of our next 21, which I do think we can win, like I said, you got a lot of like Houston, you got like Utah, even some of the later games.
Yeah.
Right. Like we play like the Clippers. We play we play the Clippers. We play who's the other one that we play late? Anyway, we play a couple teams like late in the season. The Suns, that's who it was. The Suns and the Clippers, right? Like it's very likely that those two teams, if they already are established and locked into a playoff spot, it's very likely that they just rest their guys. Like the Clippers, I could see the Clippers resting Paul George and definitely Kawhi Leonard. The Suns, thank you, Zach. I saw you said Suns. Yeah, the Suns, they very likely they rest Chris Paul. They probably rest Kevin Durant at least. Maybe they play Devin Booker, but I could see them resting at least all three because, you're getting ready to go into the playoffs. Last thing you want is like, Kevin Durant to go down, especially with his injury history, Chris Paul to go down, especially with his injury history. So, I could see teams kind of saying like, hey, so we might catch some breaks here. I do think our schedule is easy enough to where we can win and get some of these games. Anthony Davis is obviously going to have to play a big game. Like I mentioned earlier, Dennis Schroeder. I think Rui, this is a real opportunity for him.
Oh, yeah.
I think personally,